What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another F1 video on this lovely Wednesday. We are going to check out the complete history of the Red Bull F1 team. So we are going to go back in time. We are going to dial it back. You seen that? That was hard, wasn't it? You see now it's kind of cranking it back. Rewinding it back. Yeah. Anyway, we are going to check it. We're going to see what's on. Good to be talking to you guys as always. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys' support as always. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to like the video and also sub as well. Much appreciate that. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's, keep it short, keep it simple. Let's go and start off. Shout out to bro who made the video. All credit goes to him. And let's get it.
Red Bull is one of the modern era's most successful Formula One teams, but its origins are often overlooked. Like many teams on the grid today, the Austrian team's history can be traced back more than 2 decades. But theirs includes 3 different teams, including 2 no longer competing. Without further ado, let's look at Red Bull's journey and evolution and learn the story behind one of the sport's most recognizable names. To fully comprehend Red Bull's F1 journey, we must...
That HQ is so tough, bro. That's such a cool-ass HQ. Like, that thing looks tough. Now, we've seen, like, McLaren and stuff like that, but, man, to be honest, that's probably going to come up... We probably need to check out some of these, like, teams, like, headquarters, stuff like that. That'll be tough. That'll be tough. Hey, listen. If, if Haas wants to, invite me over, American, if McLaren wants to send me over to British, Britain, I said British. Wow, that's crazy. Let me just shut the hell up.
Let's go back a decade before the Austrian Drinks Company entered the sport officially with its own team. In 1995, Sauber was in their 3rd year of Formula One and had a new look thanks to a title sponsorship deal with Red Bull. After acquiring a majority stake, Red Bull's iconic red and yellow Bull logo was emblazoned on the car, creating a livery that is very similar to the one on the Red Bull car today.
Right.
Dietrich Mateschitz, the co-founder of Red Bull, signed a large deal with Sauber, which saw them stay with the Swiss outfit until the end of 2004, when they moved to enter F1 as a team outright. During their early years in Formula One, the brand became a fixture on the grid, and their partnership with Sauber peaked in 2004, when a young Finn named Kimi Räikkönen starred as the team finished 4th in the Constructors' Championship. But that's only half the story. Between the Sauber sponsorship and their own entry in 2005, the foundations of what is now the Red Bull team were laid, and it all began in Milton Keynes. In 1996, Formula One legend and 3-time world champion Jackie Stewart, together with their son Paul, announced plans to enter his own team for the 1997 season. Before F1, Stewart Racing had been a successful team in its own right, having run several well-known drivers in junior series, such as the British F3 and the F1 support series F3000.
That livery is hard too. Bro, I tell you, man, these these liveries back in the day are so tough, man. They look so freaking good. So freaking good, man. Hey,
between 1997 and 1999, the team competed in Formula One with the support of British manufacturer Ford, operating out of the same Milton Keynes headquarters where Red Bull is now based. Stewart Grand Prix had a successful debut season, but reliability issues plagued them throughout, and Ruben Barrichello's 2nd place finish in Monaco was their only points finish. After a major regulatory change, the team struggled again in 1998, but rebounded in 99 with additional investment and support from Ford. Johnny Herbert signed to partner Barrichello, and the Brit took their first victory in a chaotic European Grand Prix at the Nürburgring.
That's what's
Jackie
up.
Stewart's team finished their 3rd and final season in 4th place in the Constructors' Championship. And in September 1999, Ford announced that it had purchased the team outright, with a rebrand planned for the following season. Stewart Grand Prix was renamed Jaguar Racing for the first season of the new millennium in order to create a British Ferrari.
Has anybody tried Beck's before, like Beck's beer? I've never tried it. I thought it never really enticed me. Never really, took me. Never tried it. I just want to share it. I thought that's pretty interesting. That was it.
F1 project began with increased investment and the headline capture of Ferrari's Eddie Irvine, who finished runner-up the previous year, as the spearhead of Ford's plans to promote the Jaguar brand globally. Following their takeover of the Stewart team, Jaguar competed in Formula One for 5 seasons. Still, progress was slow, and the board of parent company Ford eventually became frustrated with the team's lack of results. Their debut season saw Irvine and Herbert complete an all-British driver lineup, with the Englishmen staying on following their rebrand from Stewart. Despite winning a race with Stewart the previous year, Herbert's F1 career ended on a low note in 2000 when he failed to score a point in the uncompetitive Jaguar R1. Jaguar's debut season resulted in 4 points and a 9th place in the Constructors' Championship. Things didn't improve much the following year either, as a series of management changes did little to improve their fortunes. By the end of 2002, Ford's patience had worn thin, and pressure was mounting on Jaguar to produce a return on their large investment.
Hold up. What is this? Is that a camera? That's gotta be a camera. That's gotta be a camera.
There was some progress in 2003 when the team scored their most points to date, thanks to consistent performances from their new recruit, Mark Webber. But that proved to be a false dawn. In September 2004, Ford put Jaguar up for sale, citing the rising costs of winning Formula One, and they were quickly snapped up. Only 2 months after Ford announced plans to sell the Jaguar team, Red Bull completed a deal to acquire the British team's entry, preserving over 340 jobs at the team's Milton Keynes base.
That's nice.
Over the next 4 seasons, the team laid the groundwork for future success. The team recruited in quantity and quality, gradually increasing their numbers until they could compete with the most illustrious names in racing. Many of those hired had a proven championship pedigree, but the growing team didn't just look outside the door. They also promoted from within. In every way, Red Bull Racing was a young team. The initial driver lineup featured a mix of youth and experience, with David Coulthard providing the former, and Christian Klein, Vitantonio Luisi, and Robert Dornbos providing the latter. Coulthard earned the team's first podium in 2006, finishing 3rd on the streets of Monaco. For 2007, Mark Webber came on board to join Coulthard. The team finished 5th in 2007, but dropped to 7th in 2008, despite a podium finish for Coulthard in Canada. But everything was about to change in 2009. David Coulthard retired at the end of 2008 and Sebastian Vettel took his place. The young German driver was a Red Bull Junior team product who had already won a race in a Milton Keynes designed Scuderia Toro Rosso car. His promotion to the senior team coincided with a significant change in the sport's aerodynamic regulations. The new rules leveled the playing field and allowed Red Bull Racing's technical team, led by Adrian Newey, to shine. They created a winner with the RB5. Vettel took the team's first Grand Prix victory, leading home Webber in a 1-2 finish at the Chinese Grand Prix. The following year, Red Bull Racing achieved its goals set 5 years before. Webber and Vettel, driving the RB6, were the class of the field in 2010 and title contenders from the start. At the penultimate round in Brazil, their consistent podium finishes earned the team its first title, the Constructors' Championship. Both drivers entered the final race in Abu Dhabi with a chance to win the Drivers' Championship. Vettel triumphed, becoming the sport's youngest world champion in the process. From 2010 to 2013, Vettel and Red Bull Racing swept the board with 4 consecutive drivers and constructors titles.
That's still freaking amazing. I mean, probably Verstappen probably is going to do that, match that. He's at 3 straight? But you could kind of see how Red Bull was kind of like I said, they were destined to be great. Obviously, you have Adrian Newey, who's one of the best race car makers, engineers, stuff like that. So you have Adrian Newey. Then obviously you have a young Christian Horner, in the game. And also you have Mark Webber, a very very good driver. But then also as well, you bring Sebastian Vettel, and we've seen how great he was with this Red Bull team, 4 straight titles. And right there, man, plus it's with the road changes, stuff like that, helped along as well. Red Bull just hit at the right time, and after that was history. So give credit to Red Bull, man. Kind of, not making the mistakes Jaguar did. I think Jaguar just weren't really that good. And I think, obviously the results weren't that good. Maybe that came from the driver itself and the car. But see how Red Bull just came in, like you said, they brought in quality and quantity. I think that's the big thing, is that they brought in guys who were really, really, they may not be the top, but they were really good at what they did and what they do. Obviously, with that, with a team, you need that, and plus if you have a large number of those guys, everything is going to hopefully potentially be smooth sailing. So give credit to Red Bull, man. I mean, they came in and did their thing. They did their thing, man.
Despite fightbacks from other established teams and some tight battles.
That car
Christian Horner, the team's principal, stated at the time, To achieve 4 double world championships is the culmination of an enormous amount of dedication and commitment from the whole team. For Sebastian to have joined the illustrious names of Fangio, Prost and Schumacher is an incredible achievement, especially at such a young age, and it's a privilege to work with him. It's an enormous day for the team to have won its 4th consecutive Constructors' World Championship. Without the dedication and determination of all the staff from all the departments throughout the company, from all of our partners, and the backing of Dietrich Mateschitz and the support of Red Bull, none of this would be possible. There's going to be an awful lot of happy people in Milton Keynes and Salzburg this evening. But reality bit in the 2014 season. The introduction of hybrid power units signaled a shift in the established order. The RB10 lacked the competitive edge enjoyed by its predecessors due to a significant horsepower deficit. Nonetheless, the car was good enough to give Daniel Ricciardo. He had taken over for retiring countryman Mark Webber alongside Vettel that season, his first, second and third Formula One victories. Ricciardo outscored his quadruple world championship teammate to finish 3rd, but also outqualified Vettel. While the team came down to earth in 2014, their new driver was flying high. Vettel left at the end of 2014, and Daniel Kvyat, another Red Bull Junior team product, took his place.
So Danny Rick came in going crazy. Shout out Danny Rick.
Like Ricciardo and Vettel before him, honed his skills at Scuderia Toro Rosso before jumping. After a difficult season in which the team finished 4th in the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull Racing climbed back to 2nd place in 2016. Ricciardo finished 3rd in the drivers' standings, but the name on everyone's lips was Max Verstappen. After 4 races, the young Dutchman was promoted from Scuderia Toro Rosso to replace Kvyat. He got off to the best possible start for Red Bull Racing, winning the Spanish Grand Prix at the Circuit de Catalunya Barcelona. Ricciardo added a 2nd victory in Malaysia, having narrowly missed out in Monaco after taking his first pole position. 2017 and 2018 saw more new regulations and some high highs and some low lows, with Ricciardo and Verstappen fighting a horsepower deficit to rivals despite some great drives. At the end of 2018, Ricciardo left the team, and Pierre Gasly joined from the Scuderia Toro Rosso for 2019, a season destined to be another time of great change for the team. Gasly struggled from the start, and after the Hungarian Grand Prix, Red Bull Racing announced that Thai driver Alex Albon would replace Gasly and partner Max Verstappen at the team beginning with the Belgian Grand Prix. With Gasly returning to Toro Rosso, Red Bull stated about the mid-season change. The team will use the 9 races to evaluate Alex's performance in order to make an informed decision as to who will drive alongside Max in 2020. Albon raced alongside Max Verstappen for Red Bull in 2020. But just like his predecessor, he struggled to find the pace. The lowest point was the early part of the mid-season, with Albon scoring just 1 point in 4 races, finishing 10th in the Russian Grand Prix, colliding with former teammate Daniel Kvyat and retiring with a damaged radiator at the Alfa Grand Prix, being lapped by Verstappen and finishing 12th in the Portuguese Grand Prix, and dropping to 15th in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix due to a spin with 5 laps remaining.
Yeah, we saw
Some good news came after Sergio Perez retired from 3rd place due to an engine failure, allowing Albon to take his 2nd Formula One podium at the Bahrain Grand Prix. But that wasn't enough, as the Thai driver was demoted to test and reserve driver with Red Bull for the 2021 season, with Sergio Perez taking his place. And it was that season that saw Red Bull reclaim its former glory, which it had been chasing since 2013. The car impressed from the start, with the start of the season indicating that the so far dominant Mercedes may have more of a difficult time than previously. And with Red Bull replacing Ferrari as the Silver Arrow's main rival, it was up to them to end their 7-year championship winning streak. And end it they did. The season was not without controversy, however, thanks to Max Verstappen's newfound maturity and ruthless driving style. But nothing grabbed as much attention as the championship finale in Abu Dhabi. With 0 points separating the 2 title contenders, it was perhaps unavoidable that this season finale would go down in history. But no one could have predicted what happened in the final stages. On lap 53, this safety car was deployed due to a crash at turn 14 for Nicholas Latifi, who was fighting for position with Haas's Mick Schumacher and had dirty tyres after going off track at turn 9. Hamilton, who has led the race since lap 1, did not pit because he would have lost track position if the safety car period had not ended, while Verstappen pitted behind him for a new set of the softest available tyres. After his pit stop, Verstappen maintained 2nd place, with 5 lapped cars between him and Hamilton. The lap drivers were initially told that they would not be allowed to overtake while the debris from Latifi's crash was being cleared by race marshals. But in a shocking turn of events, race director Michael Massey directed that only the 5 cars between Hamilton and Verstappen could unlap themselves on lap 57. Immediately after the last car passed the safety car to rejoin the lead lap, race control announced that the safety car would enter the pits at the end to allow for a final lap of green flag racing, prompting angry radio messages from the Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff. Verstappen used his fresh soft tyres on the final lap to pass Hamilton into turn 5 and take the race lead. He held off Hamilton's counterattacks to win the race and Red Bull's first World Drivers' Championship in 8 years. And the rest, as they say, is history. One of the biggest controversies in Formula One history partly overshadowed Max Verstappen's incredible victory over one of the sport's most dominant drivers. Still, nonetheless, that victory marked Red Bull's return to the championship winning form. We are now in the midst of the 2022 season, and Verstappen has secured his second driver's title.
And then he won one in 2023. Then he's probably going to win that one in 2024. Just simply amazing. Simply amazing. But the history of the Red Bull team is actually really interesting. Like I said, like Jackie Stewart, like it all started from Jackie Stewart, basically. Like Jackie Stewart was like the little, like, I guess, like the song, like the tone setter and stuff like that. But like, like he said, when you bring the right people, you can go from there. You see what happened when they had Sebastian Vettel. Obviously, after Sebastian left, they kind of struggled to find that driver until Verstappen came up. Mark Webber was good, but you had Danny Rick, he left. They had Albon, Kiva, Gasly. I almost forgot his name, but you can see, man, like Red Bull. I mean, they're a hell of a team. Hell of a team. I expect them to win 2024 season again, but 4 straight titles, just like Sebastian Vettel. I mean, that's crazy. That's really, really crazy. But we're going to see what goes down, man. But the history of the Red Bull team, very interesting. As always, hope you guys stay enjoyed. Don't forget to like the video and sub as well. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.